Let's go live now to Pretoria, where President Jacob Zuma and Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa is briefing the media.
The situation could not go out of hand. I think, again, it indicated the maturity of the Zimbabweans in handling any situation that will develop. And then we are very grateful for that, because in a number of countries, if the army decided to stand up, then they leave a trail of destruction generally. But in Zimbabwe, I think they were able to be under control, and indeed, finally, political situation was controlled, and leaders, particularly the president here, played a big role, because he came in as a leader, and he has been able to stabilize the situation. So I had to thank him very much for that. And also, what I was also very humbled with is the guarantee that he has given that the founder, president of that country, President Mugabe, will be looked after. There will be no problem at all. He is our father. He grew us in the struggle. And I appreciated this, that this is what is important, that in Africa we should look after our elders who would have played a role in our country. So I'm very thankful. So I'll give over to His Excellency to say a few remarks to you guys. Over to you, President.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Well, I have come to South Africa on a courteous visit to His Excellency President Zuma, for two major reasons. The first is that South Africa is the closest neighbor to Zimbabwe in terms of tradition and history. Secondly, he is the current chairman of SADC. Perhaps third, I spent my 16 days of exile here. That aside, I regard President Zuma as my elder brother. During the armed struggle, we were both in the same position. He was in security in Mkonto Sizwe, and I was head of both military and civil intelligence in our ZANU in Mozambique. So we worked together during that period also. So with that background, I felt on my 26th day in office, I must come to my brother and receive guidance. He's a very experienced president. And I felt the challenges which I face, the first port of call is to go to my colleague and say, Your Excellency, I have taken the leadership of Zimbabwe. I seek your guidance in whatever I may face in terms of challenges. And I have no doubt you will give me complete and honest guidance. Secondly, I also wanted to come and congratulate Mr. President for the conference they have had, which was peaceful, which has concluded peacefully, and also assuring President Zuma that we also had our Congress last week in Zimbabwe, which we concluded very peacefully. And the difference, however, is that in Zimbabwe, the president appoints vice presidents. Here you elect. That's the difference. And because of that, under our constitution, the vice presidents serve at the pleasure of the president. Here, the vice presidents and the other officers have constituencies who put them into positions. So I said, you have a bigger task than I have. Mine is served with my pleasure, and it's important. The other issue, of course, is that my administration will focus on economics and cooperation, trade cooperation. And South Africa is the biggest trading partner of Zimbabwe. There may be challenges, but as brothers and sisters, I came to assure President Zuma that we should feel open to discuss any challenges in order to grow our respective economies as well as to grow our cooperation. I believe those are the basic issues that we've discussed. Of course, there are other heart-to-heart issues which we discussed, which are presidential. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you very much. We'll allow you to do the chair with us.
I'm going to collect $50 from all India.
Well, that concludes the media briefing by the two presidents.